For my first vignette, I'm going to focus on positioning, brand equity, and creating value. So for my current employer, Building Impact, we are a nonprofit ourselves that works with other nonprofits, and then we're funded by corporate clients. And so our corporate clients come to us with X amount of money that they want to spend, and then we facilitate relationships with nonprofits and then work to create experiences or events or volunteer opportunities or just facilitate donations to help create the best and biggest impact that we possibly can. And so what I would like to see us do is we have some competition. There's like 2 other big competitors who do what we do. We all do it a little bit differently and focus on different things, but competitors nonetheless. And I think the way that we can position ourselves and set ourselves apart a little bit is by not only providing a service, but then also becoming thought leaders in this larger space. And so what I would like to see us do is start to, host webinars, host roundtables, host Q&As, and just create these memorable programs that are discussing real world issues, the importance of corporate social responsibility, the value of employee research groups, the impact that the amount of money that corporate America has to spend on philanthropy, what that does for nonprofits. Most of their funding comes from corporate America or grants. It's not coming from donating $50 every month, right? Individual donations. It's coming from corporate America. So creating a space where leaders from both of those worlds can kind of be in the same space and discussing the same issue. I also think it's important because there is a disconnect between what corporate America thinks is needed and thinks the need is versus what it actually is. A lot of times my corporate clients will come to me and say, what if we did this? And they're just way off base. And so my job is to kind of create this bridge and to facilitate something that's genuinely impactful. But I think if we were to have these webinars and, roundtable interviews, and then that could be something that we also then provide to our clients. So not only do you get this service, but now you also have access to all of these discussions and all of these, thought opportunities. And so I think that would raise our value, position us uniquely from our competition, and also just be something that's needed in this industry. My second suggestion or recommendation is to up our impact reports. So every time we're done with a partnership, we do send out an impact report to our corporate client that includes photos and like a note of thanks from our nonprofit partner, and data metrics and just a very professional, very nice, customized impact report. I think what could set us apart and create more brand equity and create a larger kind of connection to our brand is if we find a way to highlight the voice of the person that we're serving. And what I mean by that is if we're working with a homeless shelter, like how do we highlight the voice of somebody who is staying at that shelter? How do I make sure that voice is heard? Because all of the work that I do and my corporate clients are doing and all of that, the point of it all is to make sure that person is getting the services they need and getting the materials they need and getting access to things that they need. And that's really what it's all about. So I can send them nice pictures all day and I can send them fun data metrics, but really what is impactful is the impact on that person. So how do we capture that in a way that still preserves privacy and dignity, especially with something like domestic violence or homelessness or food insecurity? How do we do that in a way where the person feels secure? And so I think potentially quotes with just a first name attributing the quote, or it could be an audio clip. It could be a letter written. And these are things we often get back from our nonprofit partners, but they're not things that we regularly include in our impact reports. So I think if we were to capitalize on the fact that we're getting these already. And then maybe with some of our closer partners and some of the organizations that we work really closely with, maybe sitting down and doing an interview or doing just like a story piece on somebody who received, not care, but who received services because of the work that we do, or received a kit full of hygiene items because of the work that we do. And just connecting with them on a person-to-person level and lowering the gap between big corporate America and the people that we're trying to help. So I think by upping our impact reporting and including the client voice and creating a space for thought partnership, we could position ourselves pretty uniquely and increase brand equity quite a bit.